This is The Real Chat, where we discuss the real.
From relationships to love.
To all around companionship.
I'm LL.
And I am Sunny.
Let's get to chatting.
Love bombing.
Is it a real thing?
Let's chat.
Let's do it. Sign it?
As far as love bombing goes, I feel like this is definitely a new generation term, and I feel like these days it's been misused. Because say this person, they could text you a lot, tell you they love you, say that they enjoy you, your time, and some people just move fast. Does that consider them a love bomber, or does that just mean they wear their heart on their sleeve? And I feel like those people just need to find the right people. To a certain person, it can seem like they're love bombing if it makes them uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But everybody doesn't get uncomfortable with that. I mean, I like getting my head big. I like when people tell me how much they adore and love me quickly, because I don't want to have to be that keeps me out of my head.
Right. So, but in saying that, it's like you said, you love people to I guess to show you that they care, they give you the attention. Mm-hmm. So, but you were just saying how that makes you feel. So, it all depends on the person, correct?
Yes.
If it's in a relationship, it's if you're both clicking.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. If things are vibing, if you all are feeling each other. So, like you said, in your case, explain that a little bit.
Yeah. So I feel like. Okay, don't get mad at me, y'all, but I feel like the people that use the love bombing thing, they get uncomfortable when people show love to them, or they like a lot of space. They don't like when people are very attached. They don't per se like things like that, or they just don't like the person, in my opinion. I feel like if it was the right person doing that, they wouldn't use that word so freely. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about it. Now, Chris Brown come up to you, ladies, and he's love bombing. Are you gonna be like, oh my God, he's love bombing me, I'm uncomfortable, or are you gonna be like, oh my God, Chris Brown? You know, like, I think it pertains to the person that's talking to you.
It pertains to the person. I mean, as I see it, who's ever, when this is happening between two individuals, and one, like you say, gets the feeling some kind of way a bit earlier than the other. And again, like you said, it all depends on the vibe that you're getting from each other. Yes. But also, I think people understand that there are people that are uncomfortable with that, especially very early on in the development of a relationship. Because somebody's starting to hit you with these texts. I miss you. I care about you. I'm in love with you, and it's been a week.
Yeah.
And having conversations with I guess older women and younger women. We talked about that, and they're like, a lot of them are like, I don't want a man that comes at me so hard, because their biggest issue is, do I truly believe that? Is he really telling me truthfully how he's feeling, or is he just trying to fill my head, fill my heart, get to my emotions to get to something else that he wants? Right. So that seems to be the issue in those conversations. But like I said, in talking with millennials, it's because it's really they've created this term. Yes. Okay, so they have so many mixed feelings on this, just like you do, like you talk about.
As far so my relationship and my first date, my boyfriend, he literally sat there and told me that he loved me, and I looked at him like he was crazy. And he was like, yes, and he was like, let me explain it. He was like, let me explain it. I love you, but I'm gonna learn why I like you. And that's how he played it. And I was like, that's kind of smooth. I thought he was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was crazy. But once he said that, I'm like, I like that. He was just like, I guess it was like love for me. But he said that, and I definitely asked him like, don't be saying that. He was like, no, I do, and I'm gonna learn why I like you.
Right. Well, you know what? That's a new take on things. It's like, because we have to like each other first.
Oh yes.
Just the thing of, I love someone or I love you, to me, takes a bit more development. But like you said, it's sitting down, you talked about your first date was a 12-hour date.
Yes,
right? Okay?
Yes, it was.
My first, I guess you want to call it a date with my wife was a few hours, but within, I guess that 12 hours, within that few hours, what there was a lot of conversation.
Yes. It was the end of the 12 hours once he said that.
Right. So, and over time, I have to say, off of that first encounter with my girlfriend, wife, that's where those feelings really kicked off, because the things that were being said, the honest conversation that we were having, it wasn't, her creating some image or some character. She was sitting right in front of me. I was sitting right in front of her. And those words I heard, I could actually see them in her, in her movements, her facial gestures, her body movement, her body language. So immediately, I can't say I was in love, but I was in some real like and some real interest.
Exactly.
So, but knowing that, I'm dealing with a young lady that, even though she's maybe younger than, what people would term as being mature, but because she was only 21 and I was 20. But still, I looked at, it was a very mature young lady there. She knew what she wanted.
Yes.
She knew who she was. She knew what she, not so much just wanted from a man, but would expect and would demand. So I felt that in those first few hours. And that was all part of, it might not have been in my head as of yet, because I'm 20, so I'm mature, but I'm still 20 years old. So I'm not exactly sure of what I wanted in a woman. Is that I knew I wanted, beauty, of course, is one thing. But emotional strength, emotional maturity, those things you got to grow to know. But what I got out of that conversation, like you said, did I kind of feel like I wanted to love bomb her? No. But I wanted to keep that conversation at that same level, even after she left, on the telephone, through conversations, through our next, connect, date, whatever, and our next sit down. I wanted to continue that because it was so great, and those feelings began there. And well, I'd say those feelings began from the first moment I met her, because I had an opportunity to have an hour, maybe 2 hour conversation right on that corner of that street when I first met her. So I think it all depends, like you said, on the person, on the emotional connection, emotional maturity. All of that plays, I think, a huge role. But let's go to, you're with someone, you're on a date, and he's acting like he's feeling something, but you ain't exactly feeling it.
Then I would.
And you cut, and because you're the young lady, you decide, well, this date only gonna be this long.
Right.
Okay. But you leave, and he immediately, starts hitting you before you get to your car. He said, "Oh, I love being with you. You are the woman. You are the lady."
Not even feeling it.
And you're not. So how do you? Because I'm sure you've come across that in your lifetime with a guy. How do you address that? How do you deal with that? What do you do?
I try not to hurt them. Honestly, I start there. Let's give it a little bit more time. Or honestly, I'll just say, hey, I'm honest. I'm so sorry. I'm so honest. I would text them like, hey, I think that our date was nice. We had a nice date, but I just don't think we're compatible.
Right.
I would just say, I try not to beat around, but especially not when dating, like in that beginning stage, I try to be honest. Because me, if I really like somebody, they're going to know. I'm going to tell them. I'm not ever scared to be, no, I'm going to get that. You're going to get that paragraph from me if I really genuinely like you. I've always been like, a lot of girls aren't though. That's like my age range. Right. They're not sending any paragraphs. They want the guy to do everything. I don't care. I'm just myself. I'm not. Right. I'm not that strategic. I don't have like this map that I'm going off. I just be myself. And if they like it, they love it. And if not, then that's just not the person for me. That's how I roll. Right.
So in being honest, like you said, you're gonna just tell them out, straight out. I enjoyed the time with you, but I'm not feeling that way.
Yes, I'm not feeling.
Let's keep this on a friendly level.
Yes.
And hopefully you're cool with that. But then you got those guys that just keep pushing. So is it at that point, and again,
then I get rude.
They've loved it. Okay, you get rude. You tell them straight.
Because
that's what you may have to do.
That proves to me that you're not mentally mature. I literally just sat there and I was honest with you. So if you don't know how to handle that maturely and respond nicely or back up when a woman says no is a no, regardless of how it's said. So if I sit there and I tell you how I feel and you're doing that, then I'm just like, okay, I was nice at first. And then I'm still a Gemini. So I was nice at first, and now, all right. So, hey, God, like I have to say something because I just was honest with you.
So you think if, again, more women would do that, because I hear time and time again, women talk about he just kept texting and he kept calling.
Oh, see, that wouldn't happen because I would have blocked them immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today, I guess the cell phone.
The keep texting and keep calling, it won't be a keep thing. Once it's 3 times in a row, it's a wrap. It's blocked because I just was
It's so much easier.
What's the point? Yes. Yeah. What is the point?
But also, is that a good idea? Well, probably the best idea is when you first are going to have a date or have a sit down with a guy, is that you bring yourself, he brings himself, you meet at wherever you're going to meet, and you have the option again when either the date is over or you want it to be over.
Yes.
You're able to kick it and get to your car.
Yes,
but also
don't pick me up. Don't pick me up. I don't want to be picked up.
But he's not able to learn your whereabouts, your location. Yes. So you get to go and he gets to go, and then that that makes it easier to separate. But again, if he's come to pick you up, you get to the date, you rely on him to leave and get back home. Also, he knows your location. That's really what I'm saying.
Now, if we meet at a restaurant and we're like, oh, this date is going wonderful, let's go here, then okay, he can drive me around, but he gonna drive me back off at that car at that restaurant parking lot.
Right. Yeah, it's always, so ladies, always your first time meeting with a guy, bring yourself, let him bring himself.
Yes.
Meet up, and go from there. Again,
people are crazy.
Exactly. People are nuts today, and you just have to protect yourself. You got to be safe.
Absolutely.
So, so tell me this, Sonny, and in the thing of, we're talking about love bombing, and we're talking about, maturity versus immaturity. It's like, how can I say this? And dealing with a man as a woman, first time that you guys are sitting down, are there any rules that you're laying out, and the first time?
First time you're paying for it. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm not paying for our first date. That's insane. Like, that's immediately we're not talking again.
Right.
Because if my dad don't make me pay, I don't think you should make me pay, and I just think that's just weird. Now, once we develop a friendship, a relationship, and things like that, then of course I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, let me handle this. Let me take care of this bill. But that first date, first impression.
Right.
Like, you're meeting me for the first time. I took my time out to get cute for you and bring myself out to give you my time and attention. I'm a baddie. So if I'm letting you have that time and attention, know that there was others trying to do the same thing, and I chose you to allow me, so you need to pay for the bill.
Okay. So now what was that term? Sounded baddie?
Baddie.
Okay.
Yes.